Welcome to the Born for Better podcast, where it's about better health, better wealth, and better self. And I'm your host, devin.djwan. And today, what I'd like to discuss with you all is remember you have the power of choice. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. This is the thing. We can choose to get along with the get along. We could choose to stay in the program. We can choose to keep up with what's going on around us. And if that's what we choose, then so be it. That's fine. But we got to remember that whatever comes from that, we chose that, right? Because we have the power of choice. But sometimes, okay, let's face it, most times, what we tend to do is we just subscribe to something without being conscious that we had made a subscription to it. And no, I'm not talking about your Netflix, your other streaming services. I mean, I'm talking about certain things that we do in life. We subscribe to it without being conscious that we had a choice in making the decision to do that thing. Right? So everybody can say, all right, let's wear the latest fashion trend. But maybe that fashion trend doesn't look right on your body type, but yet you do it anyway. Did you make a conscious decision to that? Or did you just say, you know what, I'm going to do it because I want to fit in with the in crowd? Or maybe people are saying, oh, this is the latest weight loss trend. You need to do this and eat this and take this. Okay, well, maybe you decide to jump on that bandwagon because it sounds good and, it looks good. Other people are doing it. Why not you, right? But then maybe you don't yield the results from it. You say, I followed the program to a T. Like, why didn't it work? Well, maybe the program simply just wasn't mapped out for you. But did you make a conscious choice to do it? Or would you just jump right in because everybody else was jumping right in? This is the thing. We have to truly understand that when we are taking the time to choose something, there's power in that. Whatever you do, when you choose it, there's a power in that. But if you're not conscious of your choices, then really what you're doing is belittling your power. You're not using it to the best of your ability. And so today I want to talk to you all about that, the power of choice. Why is it so important? That's because there's going to be people that you go up against. There's going to be places that aren't right for you. There's going to be things that'll be around you that will be in your environment that are no good for you. There's going to be that. And they're going to be in opposition of where you want to go in your life. But if you choose to interact with those people, go to those different places, use those different things, then you got to be okay with the result of that, right? You got to be okay with the consequence of that, right? I would assume. But I think the even worse thing is when you aren't conscious of the decision you're making when you're with those people, when you are in those places, when you are around those things. Because it means that you're not living your life intentionally, right? It means that you're not actively using your power. And that could have a negative impact on you. And any negative impact on you could lead to a negative impact on other people. And the cycle continues. That's how it goes. So understand the choices you make are important, of course, for yourself, but your choices have a ripple effect. They will affect those around you, whether they know it or not, but you're going to know it. Always think Is this going to do me a service or a disservice? Is what I'm choosing right now, is it going to get me to the next phase of who I want to be? Or is it going to keep me where I currently am? Or even worse, is it going to send me backwards? Is what I'm choosing something that I am in control of, or I have no control over it at all? If I'm choosing something that I have no control over it at all, then I'm putting myself at a disadvantage. Why would I do that? You can't control what you can't control, but that which you can control, you can, right? So choose those things that are within your control. The power of choice is surreal, man. Every move you make, somebody watching it. Especially now that we live in a day with, camera phones and whatnot. But that doesn't mean that it's something bad. If what you're doing can inspire people, can motivate people, or heck, at least help people figure out, a blueprint to this thing called life in any way, shape, or form. Hey, man, maybe that's picture worthy, selfie worthy, video worthy. I don't know. Maybe that is the case. But the person you got to do it for, the most important person you got to do it for is yourself, because you are the most important person in your life. Right? You are waking up to yourself. You are going to sleep to yourself. You are living day to day with yourself. So the choices you make, again, are powerful. Now, let's backtrack a little bit, because I talk about making choices that, are in alignment with the next phase of who you are, or the higher version of yourself. You hear that term being thrown around a lot nowadays. But think about, all right, the next few years, 5 years, 10 years, who do you want to be? Because the amazing thing about being a human, especially in this day and time, is if you see it in your mind, you can eventually become it. But it's some obstacles you're going to have to overcome. There's going to be some challenges. There's going to be some things that you're going to come up against that will try to stifle your progress. But guess what? If we perceive it to be something that's stifling and something that's always going to be in our way, and this negative thing, and woe is me, and why, and yada yada, if we perceive it that way, then it's going to forever be this thing that is the elephant in the room. That's the big bad boogeyman. That's the monster. But when we perceive it and say, you know what, I welcome the challenge, let's go, I've been waiting for this my whole life. When we start looking at it that way, when we start saying, you know what, bring it on, I done already been beat down and bruised up, I don't know, and I survived that. Come on, bring it. Yeah. When you start looking at your obstacles like that, and you're perceiving it a different way for the person that you want to be, few years, 5 years, 10 years from now, when you start looking at it like that, then you say, all right, no matter what, I'm going to build this thing. I'm going to build myself. You're going to look at it a different way. You'll feel empowered. But when you are saying, I just want to take it easy, why do I have to do all of this? Because trust me, I've done it before. I've done it before. It gets you nowhere. If you don't want to take my word for it, go right ahead. I am not here to stop you on your journey. Do what you want to do. But I will tell you this, thinking like that, the only thing it does is send you backwards. That's the only thing it does. But if you want to move forward, keep your eye on the prize. You just, keep going. And then does your choice align with your why? Having a reason why is typically the reason why we choose to do anything. If there's no reason to do it, we'll be like, what the heck am I doing this for? Right? But if you have a strong reason as to why you're doing something, then even on the days when it hurts, even on the days when there's a struggle, even on the days when you're questioning yourself about, do I really want to keep on doing this? You're going to do it anyway. Because that why is strong enough to compel you to still do it anyway. So this is why the power of choice is so important. So don't just throw it away, right? Think about all the important things in your life. Skills you choose to learn, places you choose to live, events you choose to attend, the money you're choosing to make, right? The things you're choosing to build. Maybe it's a business, a brand, whatever. All of this stuff is important. And if you're not conscious of your decision, then whatever you get is what you get. And you may not like what you get. And so you got to really just take the time to think these things through. Don't always make quick decisions. Sometimes you're going to have to, they always talk about, speed to market, speed to get things out, speed this. Okay, cool. Got it. Yes, you should be expeditious with certain decisions. However, at the same time, there are things that are truly important and they take deep contemplation. And I urge you to take that time. You can start making quicker decisions once you make tough decisions. Decisions within yourself. When you got to look in the mirror and you're like, I don't like it. And I'm not just talking about how you look. I'm talking about how you feel on the inside about yourself. When you look in that mirror, if you haven't answered tough questions, I talked about this in a previous podcast long ago. If you have not answered those tough questions, when it comes to trying to make quick decisions, quick choices, it's gonna be hard because you haven't answered the foundational questions, the tough questions, the hard questions. So when you do that, you'll be able to get quicker at the process. So take that time. It's coming up in the season of winter. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Take that time to really figure out you, the greatest mystery in the world, yourself. Take that time to figure it out so that in the coming year, in 2023, you can make some choices that are going to be impactful, inspirational, that'll be, in your favor, that'll do you a service. So remember, you got the power of choice. Use your voice. Take action. And if you like what you're hearing, please go ahead and like it, share it, subscribe, comment, do all those things, all of those things. Do all of those things. But, it's just time we understand that our power is our own and we must be responsible for that power. Your power of choice is a superpower you shouldn't take lightly. With that being said, remember this: do better as an action, be better as a lifestyle. I'm your host, Devin.djwan, and until next time, take care.